Back at Daytona 500 Media Day in the 500 Club at Daytona International Speedway. Start using the hashtag now because it's going to be trending here soon. Hashtag one final ride for Jimmie Johnson. You have one final ride at Media Day. How excited are you for that, to not have to ever sit in front of all these cameras and have all these people talk to you all the time?
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting dynamic. I'm certainly excited because it's a big day and know
Yeah.
that I won't have to do that again. But you know, it's as a young driver, you look at these moments and want to be here so badly. So I have mixed emotions over it.
Being that this is going to be your final full-time season, I know you already want to win at every racetrack you go to, but is there a little bit more gut feeling of like, man, I'd really like to take home the trophy here because this could be the last time I'm at Daytona for the Daytona 500?
Yeah, I could talk myself into that probably at each track, but to think of this one and what Daytona is, you know, call it a marquee event in your final year. Like who gets that opportunity in their career? I mean, Jeff Gordon made it to the Final Four in his final year. The other one that comes to mind is Peyton Manning winning out in his final year. I mean, that's just for a select few, and it'd be amazing to have that experience. So I hope to have it.
You're always cool, calm, and collected. We saw you're now wearing the heart monitor this season for Fox to be able to follow your heart rate, but it didn't really spike a whole lot, or at least it doesn't look like it does. It may spike sometimes, but how do you keep just the pressure off of knowing, like, this is my last Daytona 500, I need to win. This is my last time at Martinsville, I need to win. How do you not think of that and just get out there and run your race?
I don't know, and I haven't been in that position yet. Everything's easy at the start of the year. Everybody in
Right.
here thinks we're going to be the champion and win the race, and it has, you know, we all have a great optimistic point of view. But I don't know until I get in there. Shane and I have spent a lot of time talking about how we hope to spend the year and where our priorities are and how we want to go about it. I've had there's very similar conversations with Mr. Hendrick and Cliff and, you know, everybody involved. So I feel like we've done a nice job of trying to organize our thoughts, set our priorities out, and hopefully systematically I can kind of check the boxes on priorities and accomplish what I want to over the year. When you're in the car, it's almost the easiest place to be, and that's what I've done my whole life. Helmet goes on, you shut off the outside, and you get to work. I'm sure in the closing laps of a race we're leading, and I know what could happen. Might get a little weird in there, but I hope to have that experience and those emotions.
Based on what we saw in the Clash, any predictions for what we're going to see for the rest of Speed Week?
Craziness.
Hopefully we all scared each other so much that it'll be
Yeah.
calm from here on out. But if you look at each year, you know, the Clash is crazy, duels are chill, 500 we save it to the end, and then we all crash. So I would assume it's going to be similar. I feel like the energy in the pack and the way cars were able to use bumpers to create, you know, passing opportunities, and the blocking that's going on. We just live in a world that's full of blocking, right? We go to all these mile-and-a-half tracks, the 150 package or the 550 package, and what 2 years ago, I think, man, I'd never make that block. Now it's every day. We're like desensitized to the blocking. So I think the combination of those two things will lead to a crazy moment at the race, and hopefully it's on the last lap and not like lap 2.
I know that the media and both of us have talked to you a handful of times since you announced that you were retiring, but when you got on Twitter and saw all of the messages from not just people in NASCAR, it's people all over motorsports, celebrities, other people involved in other industries, sport icons, it had to make you feel good knowing that people were recognizing and taking a moment to really enjoy that you have one final year as a full-time racer.
It really has, and I only assume it's going to get more intense as the year goes on. But I kind of forget the people I've been able to meet or spend time with, and then some folks I don't even know, and they've been watching from afar and respect what I've accomplished and this team has. And those moments are special. There's no way around it. I think for me, having the respect of my peers and of others is the most meaningful thing to me. And you know, even today at different points, different stations, hearing what my competitors have had to say about me and my career, it's been really cool. It's something I didn't quite expect.
You spent some time with Scott Dixon recently. Obviously, he's a multi-time IndyCar champion. I had the opportunity to speak with him last year, and there were a lot of parallels drawn between the two of you. What similarities do you see when you look at him and his career to yours?
Yeah, there really are a lot of similarities, and we grew up, you know, miles and miles apart. But I have utmost respect for him. He's such a pro and a veteran. You know, I have so much respect for him, as I said. But I don't know why or how we've ended up in that same space. I guess upbringing, you know, influences, I would say mentors along the way. You know, just the way we were kind of not necessarily some of it raised by our families, but also raised within racing. We must have had similar paths and influences along the way.
What's it going to mean for you to go out? We saw Shani and the girls here for the Busch Clash, and you're a girl dad. So having them around for your final full-time race season, what is that going to feel like just to experience these moments with them?
Yeah, that's our biggest family goal, is to really experience this stuff. And more than anything, I guess the buzzword I've been using has just been be present. You know, it's so easy to be there, but like, let's as a family really enjoy these moments. They're going to miss a little bit more school than normal.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Some of the weekend activities that they're used to aren't going to be there. Genevieve's big into riding horses right now, so that's going to probably change a little bit. But everybody wants to be there. We want to be present. We want to have these family moments, and just looking forward to it.
I saw where you took the girls karting recently.
So
Do they
cute.
have an interest in racing? I know you said Genevieve likes horseback riding, but what are their interests in? Maybe are we going to see them behind something with a motor at some point?
I don't think they're like ultra competitive.
That might have got his heart racing faster than a
Yeah.
car.
Man, one forgot to lift off the gas. Lydia forgot to lift off the gas and went off the road, and I was like, oh no. My heart was just pounding. But for them, it seems to be more of like this freedom to drive something than it does like I want to race. And they're so young, it's hard to tell, but Evie rolls down the straightaway at half throttle, like looking at the sky. Lydia's our charger, and her cart's a little slower, so her elbows are out, and she's trying to chase her sister down, and she threw a pretty gnarly pass on her the other day and body slammed her on the way by, and it was just hilarious. But they enjoy it, and it reminds me of being a kid growing up at the track myself with my parents. You know, the car ride to and from, and listening to music, and stopping to have pizza, and just cool family moments.
I know everybody's excited that we get to reflect on your career all season long, so good luck to you. Enjoy it. One final year. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hopefully we'll be calling you a 3-time Daytona 500 champion.
That'd be so incredible. So incredible.